Ladies and gentlemen, relationships are the foundation of our existence. Whether in love, family, friendship, or professional bonds, they define our experiences and shape the way we navigate life. But what makes a relationship truly successful? What ensures its strength through the trials of time? The answer lies in the bedrock of trust, communication, respect, patience, and selflessness. A relationship without trust is like a house built on sand may stand for a while, but eventually it will crumble. Trust is the silent force that allows us to feel safe, to be vulnerable, and to share our true selves without fear. It takes time to build, yet it can be broken in an instant. That is why honesty, consistency, and integrity must always be at the heart of our relationships. Trust is the invisible thread that binds two people together in any relationship. It is the quiet force that brings security, reliability, and emotional stability. Without trust, even the most passionate love, the strongest friendship, or the most promising business partnership will eventually collapse. Trust is not just about believing someone's words, it is about having faith in their actions, intentions, and character. Building trust takes time, effort, and consistency. It is not something that can be demanded. It must be earned through repeated acts of honesty, reliability, and transparency. Trust is established in the small, everyday moments when someone keeps their word, when they show up, when they say they will, when they protect your vulnerabilities instead of exploiting them. Every action, no matter how small, either strengthens or weakens the foundation of trust. A relationship rooted in trust allows people to be their authentic selves without fear of judgment or betrayal. When two individuals trust each other, they feel safe opening up, sharing their deepest fears, and expressing their dreams. This security fosters emotional intimacy, allowing the relationship to flourish and withstand the test of time. Trust eliminates the need for constant reassurance because it provides a deep-seated confidence that both individuals are committed to each other's well-being. However, trust is also fragile. It can take years to build, but only moments to break. A single act of dishonesty, betrayal, or deceit can create cracks in the foundation that may never fully heal. This is why it is crucial to safeguard trust with unwavering honesty and accountability. Even the smallest lies or hidden truths can breed doubt, and once doubt creeps in, it begins to erode the very core of a relationship. Trust is not just about faithfulness in romantic relationships, it extends to all aspects of human connection. In friendships, trust means knowing that your friend will stand by your side in times of difficulty, that they will speak well of you even in your absence. In family relationships, trust ensures that love remains unconditional, that family members can depend on one another no matter the circumstances. In professional relationships, trust builds strong teams, ensuring that colleagues can rely on each other's integrity, work ethic, and commitment. Rebuilding lost trust is one of the most challenging processes in any relationship. It requires sincere effort, open communication, and a willingness to take responsibility for one's actions. It involves patience from both sides. The one who broke the trust must be willing to prove their sincerity over time, while the one who was hurt must be open to healing. Trust can be repaired, but it is never the same as before. The scars of past betrayals may always linger in the background. For this reason, protecting trust should be a top priority in any relationship. It requires continuous effort, honesty even in difficult situations, and the humility to admit mistakes when they happen. People often think trust is about perfection, but in reality, it is about consistency, accountability, and the reassurance that no matter what happens, both individuals are committed to preserving the integrity of the relationship. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. It is the bridge that connects two people, allowing them to understand, support, and grow with each other. Without effective communication, misunderstandings arise, conflicts escalate, and emotional distance widens. Many relationships do not fail due to a lack of love or intention, but rather due to a lack of clear and open communication. Words, both spoken and unspoken, shape the strength and depth of a bond. True communication is not just about speaking, it is about listening, understanding, and responding with empathy. Too often, people listen to reply rather than to understand. They hear words but miss the emotions behind them. In a successful relationship, communication must go beyond surface level conversations. It requires active listening, where both individuals focus entirely on what the other person is saying without formulating a response in their minds before the other has finished speaking. Miscommunication is one of the biggest threats to any relationship. A simple misunderstanding can create doubt, fear, and frustration. When one partner assumes rather than asks, when one friend jumps to conclusions instead of seeking clarity, or when one colleague misinterprets another's intentions, tension begins to build. Over time, if left unaddressed, these small misunderstandings can lead to resentment, emotional withdrawal, or even complete breakdowns in relationships. That is why clarity, honesty, and openness are essential in every interaction. Communication also includes nonverbal cues, body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even silence. Sometimes, what is left unsaid speaks louder than words. A sigh, a lack of eye contact, crossed arms, or an indifferent response can communicate frustration, sadness, or disinterest, even when words do not. Successful relationships require an awareness of these subtle signals and the emotional intelligence to interpret them correctly. If verbal and nonverbal communication are not aligned, confusion and doubt may creep in. Another crucial aspect of communication is emotional expression. Many people struggle to articulate their true feelings, either because they fear judgment, rejection, or conflict. However, suppressing emotions only leads to bottled up frustrations that eventually explode. A relationship that encourages open emotional expression creates a safe space where both individuals share their happiness, pain, insecurities, and desires without fear of being dismissed or invalidated. Effective communication also involves the ability to navigate difficult conversations. Every relationship will face moments of disagreement, but how those disagreements are handled determines the outcome. Healthy communication means discussing conflicts with respect, focusing on resolving issues rather than winning arguments. It requires using I statements instead of you accusations, saying I feel unheard when you do this rather than you never listen to me. This small shift in wording can make a significant difference in avoiding defensiveness and fostering understanding. Timing and delivery also play a crucial role in communication. Some conversations require patience and sensitivity. Addressing the sensitive topic when emotions are running high may lead to reactive, hurtful exchanges rather than constructive dialogue. On the other hand, avoiding important conversations out of fear of conflict can create long-term damage. Knowing when and how to express thoughts is a skill that strengthens the foundation of any relationship. In addition, technology has changed the way we communicate for better or worse. While digital platforms allow instant connection, they can also create barriers to genuine communication. Text messages lack tone and body language, leading to potential misunderstandings. Over-reliance on digital communication can also reduce the depth of meaningful conversations. A strong relationship requires face-to-face or voice-to-voice interactions where emotions can be fully conveyed and understood. At its core, communication in relationships is about transparency, honesty, and a willingness to engage. It is about speaking with kindness, listening with an open heart, and seeking understanding rather than proving a point. The most enduring relationships are those where both individuals feel heard, valued, and understood. Respect is the foundation upon which all strong and enduring relationships are built. Without it, even the deepest love, the strongest friendship, or the most successful partnership will eventually erode. Respect is not just about politeness or surface level courtesy. It is about valuing the other person as an individual, acknowledging their feelings, opinions, and boundaries, and treating them with dignity in all circumstances. At its core, respect is about recognizing that every person is unique with their own thoughts, experiences, and emotions. It is about accepting people as they are rather than trying to change them to fit one's expectations. In a healthy relationship, respect creates a sense of security and mutual appreciation. It allows individuals to express themselves freely without fear of being dismissed, ridiculed, or belittled. One of the most important aspects of respect in a relationship is valuing the other person's opinions and perspectives, even when they differ from your own. Too often, disagreements turn into battles of superiority, where one person seeks to prove they are right instead of trying to understand the other's viewpoint. True respect means listening with an open mind, acknowledging that different perspectives can coexist, and recognizing that no one has all the answers. It is about engaging in discussions rather than arguments, and prioritizing understanding over being right. Respect is also reflected in the way we speak to and about one another. Words have immense power. They can uplift, encourage, and strengthen a relationship, or they can wound, belittle, and create lasting damage. Disrespectful language, whether in the form of insults, sarcasm, or dismissiveness, erodes the foundation of a relationship over time. A single harsh word spoken in anger can linger in the heart and mind far longer than a momentary disagreement. In contrast, words of affirmation, encouragement, and appreciation reinforce a sense of value and belonging. Beyond words, respect is demonstrated through actions. It is in the way we treat our partners, friends, family members, and colleagues on a daily basis. Small gestures such as listening attentively, valuing their time, keeping promises, and honoring commitments show a deep level of consideration. Actions that undermine respect, such as ignoring someone's feelings, breaking trust, or taking them for granted, can slowly deteriorate even the strongest relationships. Setting and respecting boundaries is another crucial aspect of any healthy relationship. Every individual has their own limits, needs, and personal space, and recognizing these boundaries is essential for mutual respect. In romantic relationships, this may mean understanding a partner's need for alone time or personal growth. In friendships, it could involve respecting confidentiality and personal choices. In professional settings, it means acknowledging roles and responsibilities without overstepping or micromanaging. When boundaries are repeatedly ignored or violated, it sends the message that one person's needs are more important than the others, which leads to frustration, resentment, and emotional distance. Respect also plays a significant role in how we handle conflicts and disagreements. It is easy to show respect when everything is going well, but true character is revealed in difficult moments. In a respectful relationship, conflicts are approached with maturity, without resorting to name-calling, blaming, or manipulation. Instead of attacking each other, both individuals focus on addressing the issue at hand, finding solutions, and maintaining dignity throughout the conversation. Another dimension of respect is allowing space for individuality and personal growth. Many relationships fail because one person tries to control or mold the other to fit their desires. Respecting someone means embracing their unique qualities, supporting their goals, and encouraging their self-development. It means understanding that people evolve over time and that a strong relationship allows room for that growth rather than stifling it. In addition, self-respect is just as important as respecting others. A person who does not respect themselves, who tolerates mistreatment, neglects their own well-being, or constantly seeks validation may struggle to establish healthy relationships. Self-respect means setting standards for how one should be treated and refusing to accept anything less. It involves maintaining one's dignity, being true to one's values, and ensuring that one's kindness is never mistaken for weakness. Ultimately, Respect is the glue that holds relationships together through the ups and downs of life. It fosters trust, strengthens emotional bonds, and creates an environment where both individuals feel valued, heard, and appreciated. It is not just about what we say, but how we treat others in every interaction, big or small. Commitment is the driving force that sustains relationships through the highs and lows of life. It is the promise to stay, to work through challenges, and to continuously invest in the bond shared with another person. While emotions like love and passion may fluctuate over time, commitment serves as the anchor that keeps a relationship stable and enduring. Without commitment, relationships become fragile, vulnerable to external pressures, and easily shattered by difficulties. True commitment is not just about being physically present, it is about being emotionally and mentally engaged. It requires a conscious choice every day to prioritize the relationship, to nurture it, and to remain dedicated even when circumstances change. A committed person does not seek an exit at the first sign of trouble. Instead, they actively participate in finding solutions, growing together, and adapting to new challenges. One of the key aspects of commitment is reliability. A committed individual follows through on their promises, remains loyal even in the face of temptations, and provides a sense of security to their partner, friend, or colleague. Reliability creates a safe emotional space where both individuals can trust that the other will be there no matter what. When someone is inconsistent, when they make promises they do not keep, when they show love one day but withdraw the next, it creates uncertainty which weakens the foundation of the relationship. Commitment also means embracing responsibility. In any relationship, challenges will arise, whether they come from external pressures, personal struggles, or conflicts within the relationship itself. A committed person does not run away from these difficulties, but instead takes responsibility for their role in resolving them. They acknowledge their mistakes, make an effort to improve, and remain accountable for their actions. Relationships require effort, and commitment means consistently putting in that effort, even when it is inconvenient or difficult. A strong sense of commitment fosters resilience. No relationship is free from hardships. There will be disagreements, misunderstandings, and moments of doubt. However, commitment ensures that both individuals are willing to push through these challenges together. Instead of giving up at the first sign of difficulty, they approach conflicts with the mindset of finding solutions rather than placing blame. They recognize that the relationship itself is worth fighting for, and they do not allow temporary frustrations to overshadow the deep connection they share. Commitment is also closely tied to the willingness to grow together. People evolve over time. Their goals, interests, and perspectives may shift as they navigate different phases of life. A committed relationship does not resist change, but rather embraces it. Both individuals encourage each other's growth, support personal ambitions, and find ways to evolve together rather than drifting apart. A lack of commitment often manifests in stagnation, where one or both individuals stop putting in the effort to grow, leading to dissatisfaction and emotional distance. Another crucial aspect of commitment is prioritization. In today's fast-paced world, with endless distractions and commitments pulling people in different directions, it is easy for relationships to take a backseat. However, true commitment means making a conscious effort to prioritize the relationship despite external pressures. This could mean setting aside quality time, making sacrifices for the well-being of the relationship, or simply ensuring that the other person feels valued and important. A relationship where one person constantly feels like an afterthought will eventually crumble, no matter how strong it once was. Commitment is not just about remaining in a relationship, it is about actively choosing that relationship every single day. It is about choosing patience when frustration arises, choosing forgiveness when mistakes are made, and choosing love even in moments of conflict. A committed person does not wait for the relationship to magically thrive on its own. They nurture it, protect it, and continuously invest in its growth. Moreover, commitment extends beyond words. It is easy to say, I am committed, but true dedication is shown through actions. Grand gestures may seem romantic, but it is the small, consistent efforts that truly reflect commitment, checking in on each other's well-being, showing appreciation, making sacrifices, and ensuring that the other person always feels valued and secure. Ultimately, commitment is the glue that holds relationships together in times of uncertainty. It transforms fleeting emotions into lasting bonds, ensures that love remains steadfast despite life's challenges, and builds a foundation strong enough to withstand any storm. It is not something that happens passively, it is a conscious choice, an active effort, and a lifelong journey. Trust is the invisible thread that holds relationships together. It is the foundation upon which love, respect, and commitment stand. Without trust, a relationship is like a house built on unstable ground. It may appear strong on the surface, but at the slightest disturbance, it crumbles. Trust creates a sense of security, allowing individuals to be vulnerable, honest, and open without the fear of betrayal or judgment. It is not something that happens overnight. Rather, it is built over time through consistent actions, reliability, and integrity. At its core, trust means having confidence in another person's words, intentions, and actions. It means believing that they will honor their commitments, stay true to their values, and act with sincerity in both private and public interactions. Trust is what allows individuals to share their deepest fears, dreams, and insecurities without hesitation. In a trusting relationship, both people can be their authentic selves without the constant fear of being judged, criticized, or abandoned. One of the most important aspects of trust is honesty. A person who is consistently truthful, even when the truth is difficult, strengthens the foundation of trust. Lies, no matter how small, create cracks in that foundation. The moment deception enters a relationship, doubt begins to grow. Even if a lie seems insignificant at the moment, it plants a seed of uncertainty that can grow into suspicion and insecurity over time. Once trust is broken, it is incredibly difficult to restore. It requires not only an apology but also a consistent effort to rebuild credibility through transparency and accountability. Trust is also built through reliability. When someone keeps their promises, follows through on commitments, and remains consistent in their behavior, they prove that they are dependable. In contrast, a person who frequently cancels plans, breaks promises, or acts unpredictably creates instability in a relationship. Over time, this leads to frustration, disappointment, and a lack of emotional security. Reliability reassures individuals that they can count on each other no matter the circumstances. Another key component of trust is emotional safety. In a trusting relationship, both individuals feel safe expressing their thoughts, emotions, and vulnerabilities without fear of being dismissed, ridiculed, or manipulated. This means creating an environment where open communication is welcomed, where feelings are validated, and where conflicts are resolved through understanding rather than blame. Emotional safety allows for deeper intimacy, as it fosters a sense of acceptance and belonging. Trust is not just about honesty and reliability, it is also about respecting boundaries. Every individual has personal limits, and recognizing and honoring these boundaries is crucial for maintaining trust. In romantic relationships, this may mean respecting a partner's need for personal space or emotional processing. In friendships, it could involve maintaining confidentiality and not sharing private conversations with others. In professional settings, trust is built by respecting roles, responsibilities, and personal autonomy. When boundaries are consistently crossed, it signals a lack of regard for the other person's needs, leading to resentment and a breakdown in trust. One of the greatest tests of trust comes in times of difficulty. It is easy to trust someone when everything is going well, but true trust is revealed in moments of hardship. When someone remains supportive, understanding, and committed even in challenging times, it reinforces the strength of the relationship. Conversely, when a person becomes distant, dismissive, or unreliable during struggles, it weakens the bond of trust. Being there for someone in their most vulnerable moments is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen trust. Trust also extends to how individuals handle conflict. In a trusting relationship, disagreements do not turn into battles of manipulation or control. Instead, both people approach conflicts with the goal of resolution rather than victory. They do not weaponize vulnerabilities or use past mistakes as leverage. Instead, they address concerns with honesty and fairness, reinforcing the idea that the relationship is a safe space for open and respectful dialogue. A unique aspect of trust is its ability to be fragile yet powerful at the same time. It takes months or years to build but can be shattered in an instant. A single act of betrayal, whether it be dishonesty, disloyalty, or a breach of confidence, can undo years of trust. Once broken, trust is not easily repaired. It requires patience, effort, and a genuine commitment to rebuilding what was lost. The process of regaining trust involves consistency, transparency, and a willingness to prove reliability over time. Words alone are not enough. Actions must align with promises. In today's digital age, trust is even more significant, as relationships are often tested by external influences. Social media, instant communication, and digital interactions have created new challenges in maintaining trust. Secrets, hidden conversations, and the ease of access to distractions can create doubts and insecurities. A trusting relationship requires clear boundaries, honest discussions about expectations, and a shared understanding of what is acceptable and what is not. Transparency in both online and offline interactions helps maintain trust in a world filled with temptations and misunderstandings. Ultimately, trust is the lifeline of any successful relationship. It creates a bond of security, allowing individuals to envision the relationship fully without fear of betrayal or uncertainty. It is what makes love feel safe, what makes friendships feel unbreakable, and what makes partnerships thrive. Without trust, even the most passionate connections fade, but with trust, relationships can withstand any challenge. Relationships are not built in a day, nor are they sustained by fleeting emotions. They require effort, understanding, and a deep sense of responsibility toward one another. Love alone is never enough. It must be reinforced with communication, respect, commitment, trust, and unwavering support. A successful relationship is not one that is free from struggles, but one that stands strong in the face of them. It is about choosing each other again and again, through the highs and lows, through the changes and challenges. When two individuals truly invest in their bond, when they listen with empathy, respect each other's individuality, remain committed in moments of uncertainty, and build an unshakable foundation of trust, their relationship becomes unbreakable. It becomes a source of strength, a sanctuary of love, and a reflection of the best that human connections have to offer. If we seek to build relationships that last, we must be willing to nurture them with patience, kindness, and integrity. We must be the kind of partners, friends, and companions who uplift rather than break, who understand rather than judge, and who commit wholeheartedly rather than half-heartedly. In the end, the bedrock of successful relationships is not just about finding the right person, it is about being the right person. It is about cultivating the qualities that create harmony, fostering an environment where love and trust can flourish, and never taking for granted the beautiful connections we are privileged to share.